I started getting into like alternative music pretty young. I was like maybe like 11 or 12. When you're going through puberty and you're just like mad at the world, you just like want to find things that you can relate to. That was like kind of the only thing I felt like really represented how just angry and upset I felt all the time. I feel like it's such an amazing way to like really express yourself and, you know, show that like you're not really afraid of being who you are. Like I really like the way alternative people like dress and how like they express themselves like with their hair and their piercings and makeup. I think it's just like such a creative subculture.
I really enjoyed just the raw emotionality of that kind of stuff and just like the emotions that it brings with it. I think I've been a poser. For sure I've been a poser. Oh my god, I've been a poser. I feel like I'm like the softer, less like like less into it person, and like being less into it than somebody else kind of makes you feel like a poser.
Emos are horrible. They're posers.
Emos suck my golf balls.
A poser is somebody who dresses alternatively, like in the vaguest sense possible, but like doesn't really listen to like alternative music, doesn't, in my eyes, like the biggest point is like does not like hold like appropriate like political values.
Playboy necklace. I also like the cowboy keychain, the cowboy boot.
I have a couple belts from there,
and I always wear them. So let's see what we can rack up on Jake's card. I'm getting a silver ring. I'm getting this Playboy necklace and this really cute
I think
belt.
a poser is somebody who wants to be part of a subculture, but only wants to be part of a subculture when it's okay with everybody else, and does not actually want to do their research into what a subculture is.
I'm kind of scared. I'm really nervous. Let's do this.
Good evening, Tara Yummy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I'm scared. I'm so scared. What?
But no, I'll break that one.
I don't think there is necessarily like a correct way to be alternative. Like even calling something alternative is like such a broad spectrum where it's like it's one of those words that kind of like means nothing anymore because of like how diluted it's become and how like people will just call anything alternative. But I do think a lot of people like to, like I was saying, like to capitalize off of being like performatively alternative. Like a lot of like Instagram models or like porn stars or whatever will like claim themselves to be like emo to like get, you know, those types of guys who like fetishize women like that to buy into their content. A lot of these people like they don't realize that being alternative has like more to it. Like there's more like emotional depth. Like I also think that makes it very easy for like conservatives, or not even necessarily conservatives, but like centrist people who are like apolitical to like sneak their way into these spaces because they think it's all about aesthetics and don't realize like the community that comes with it.
RIP to my Tesla. I've been wanting to get rid of the Tesla for a while, so I finally was able to get rid of the Tesla. I got a new car.
I don't know, I think this like new wave of like, I don't want to say like fake emo people, but kind of like fake emo people, it's just like, it's really like dulling down like the community aspect of being alternative, and it's just kind of, I don't know, making it a lot worse and making like it hard to want to be in those kinds of spaces.
I just see anyone who goes to alternative shows as like they're trying and they're cool, especially if it's like a more niche show. But I think that a lot of the time they are there to look cool to other people. But you know, an argument I have is like, as long as you're being respectful, which you're pointing out that a lot of people aren't, like I have no problem with you going to the show to look cool, like that's fine, you're a poser, but but it's fine.
Concerts have become so terrible after COVID. Like, nobody knows how to act anymore. I think there's just like this weird obsession with like needing like the artist to like recognize you specifically, and that leads a lot of younger kids to like really like push during concerts and like just be very like disrespectful and like, I don't know. It's, I think, such a big part of like why I enjoy like alternative scenes is that like you're meant to be kind of a community and like respect each other and like stick out for each other. I've met like so many amazing people like through going to concerts like that. But I think like nowadays, especially with like how screamo has become such a big like subgenre on like social media, a lot of like younger kids have gotten into it, and like now whenever I go to a screamo show, it's all like 14-year-olds, and just none of them know how to act right. Like they all are just loud and obnoxious and like don't respect the performers, and it just makes it hard like as an adult to want to engage with that type of music, because I know it's not necessarily like made for adults. Like I do think there is value in having like spaces for younger people to be able to, you know, get introduced to that type of scene. But I don't know, it is on the other hand, it is kind of for adults because like a lot of these concerts like happen in kind of like sketchy areas, and there's like drinking and smoking and a lot of like older people there, so it just makes you think like, I don't know, I feel like these kids like don't really understand like what they're getting themselves into, and they're putting themselves in like kind of potentially dangerous situations that they don't know how to handle because it seems like the cool new thing to do like on TikTok to be like alternative and like into screamo, and it's just like, I don't know, I think there needs to be like some serious like separation for like spaces like for younger people to kind of like discover that about themselves, and then like spaces for adults. I know I was complaining about like how men just use it to release their anger, but it is kind of like, I think, a healthy way to like kind of release something from yourself, because you know it's like all in good faith and that like you're all having fun. Like I'm not like punching somebody in the face. I think that's a bit much, but like, you know, dancing and like listening to like, I guess, angry music and like shoving your friends a bit, like that's fun. And it makes you like, I don't know, kind of euphoric. It's like nice to be able to kind of just like mindlessly like hit people, I guess, in like the most literal sense.
You really have a place in this scene if you care about others really deeply and are politically affiliated with the liberation of people. I think if you're not politically affiliated with the liberation of people, that it just kind of doesn't really make sense, especially if you're like punk. But at the same time, even that, like I can argue that people who, you know, are politically misguided, hopefully if they go into alternative spaces will learn and will no longer be So if we were to tell them that they're not welcome at all, then they'll never change. You know what I mean? Or they'll never have the opportunity to change. You might get punched. You might get punched. You might get kicked. You might get windmills in the pit. But I think if you have love for other people in your heart, and acceptance for other people in your heart, you're welcome in the scene. That's how I feel.